Barca was able to pull off the win after a hard-fought game against Frankfurt. Score of 2-1. It was a final push um, to get to the finish line. I expected it to be an easy game. So was many Barca fans, but all of us we knew that Barca was going to concede first. And just as we predicted, right on cue, I think if you put money that Barca concede first, I think you'll be a millionaire by now. Because it's just inevitable. It happened. It was over the weekend. The game before it happened. I mean, when was the last time? I don't even remember. Last game they kept a clean sheet. But it was a much needed win given the debacle that was come Sanford Bridge a couple of weeks ago. Barca really needed to win this game. Um, I look at the game like this, it was an average performance. I would say it like that. That's just my opinion. It's an average performance from a great Barca team, which on paper we should have dominated Frankfurt. Frankfurt came with a game plan, executed a game plan perfectly. But I guess when you have a game plan, the other team too has to make changes, adjustment, which Hansi Flick did. Um, where will I start? Lewandowski. I think Barca has to move on from Lewandowski at this point. There should be no plan at Barca to renew Lewandowski. He doesn't have the legs, doesn't run. Pressing. He pressed in the first something minutes, but he runs out of energy. I don't know. I won't say they were not crossing the ball because the crosses too are terrible. I mean, I don't know what happened to Bad. Bad the cross these days, it's either it doesn't go, it ends at the at the defender, or it goes outside, or it goes way over the underside. Um, Rafinha had a good game. I will say this before I continue. The only two best players for Barca this night was Rafinha and Pedri. Apart from that, everyone looks so shaky. We go from the first goal comes because Yamal tried to dribble three people. Someone needs to tell Yamal that even the great Lionel Messi never tried to dribble three players at once. He could dribble three players on the line, not at once. And like the first goal come because he tried to dribble and they take it and they send it the other way and they go and score right away. And they take him off and they take him off. He's angry. I mean, that sub. I mean, he's gonna miss the other game anyways. But I think Anse Flick was just trying to protect him from injury, given his recent history with the groin area. Um, so the first half, yes, my frustration in the first half. You have Fermin Lopez going to the wing and Rafinha coming to 10, which is a great change. But Fermin Lopez, the threat from that wing, because the threat comes from how does the threat come? Rafinha and Bad are two fast players and they press really well. And when you take Rafinha and put in the 10 position, Fermin Lopez can't do the work. He doesn't have the work rate. I mean, he can run, he can defend, but he's not Rafinha, and he took away that. Um, then crosses at some point you just stop crossing. I feel like if teams are falling back, you have to shoot. Barca have to learn to shoot, not try to pass till you get in the goal. You have to shoot. Come back to the second half. Great sub. Rashford comes in. Fermin Lopez goes out. Rafinha at the 10. Fast players that caused Frankfurt a lot of problems. Ferran Torres tried to redeem himself after the important goals he missed when it matters the most. He tried to redeem himself. I mean, he had an okay game. He had a good game. Um, I think the struggle also comes from the fact that it was at home. It was a return to the Camp Nou. Barca had to really win, and there was a lot of pressure. There was a lot of pressure. I mean, it was a return to the Camp Nou after 3 years or so, so they had to really win. But they finally got the win. Finally, um, we're looking forward to the schedule. Yamal is going to miss the trip to Slavia Prague or something, but I think Rodney will be okay. Barca will pull off a win on that one. Hopefully, it's not a struggle because you just have to watch. If you start watching Barca, you have black hair. By the time the game's over, you're all gray because of the struggle, the frustration. Um, um, hmm, I look at it. I was watching it on TNT, and they were like, Champions League winner right here. I said, nah, don't try to drive a narrative that we don't understand. Because that team can win the Champions League the way we are defending, conceding first. Because remember, last year that was the same thing. Conceding first, go on and win it. At some point, there's a mental fatigue to that. Conceding first and trying to fight back to win. And it might catch up if Barca is not very careful. Because Frankfurt almost went 2-0 in the first half. They almost went 2-0 in the first half. So, but I'll just say it like this, right? What matters is always a win. We might not like the way he played. It's hard to watch. It's kind of wanting to look like Xavi ball his last season, where it was just hard to watch. But at the end of the day, they win. They win is what matters. So great victory for Barcelona. We're looking forward to the next game over the weekend to continue the streak. All right, catch you on the next video.